Over my 10 years in Airsoft, I've learned a lot of things, whether it be about Airsoft guns, gear, tactics. There's a lot that I've learned that I wish that I knew when I first started playing Airsoft. So in today's video, I have Eric from Gun Gamers,
Oh, hello.
and we're going to be going over the top 7 things that we wish that we knew when we first started out playing Airsoft. What's up, Airsofters? My name is Lane, and welcome back to the BB Warrior. We're here to help you have a better time both on and off the Airsoft field through our educational content. And if you enjoy videos like these, I'd love it if you joined our community, hitting that subscribe button down below, and while you're at it, make sure to hit the bell icon next to it to get updates when we post brand new videos here on the channel. So before we get into today's countdown, Eric, why don't you tell us a little bit about Gun Gamers?
Hi. I make videos sometimes. That's basically what I do. I go on the internet and I make videos. It's about Airsoft usually, and they are meant to be a little entertaining and informative, and we basically discuss things to do with all the stuff we like, whether it be LARPsoft, MilSim, SpeedSoft, our Speed Sim series with Amy, all kinds of stuff that we do. It's a lot of fun. We have fun here.
Of course, I'll have their channel linked down in the description below. The first thing that I want to mention that I wish I knew when I first started playing Airsoft, the importance of good eye protection. I look back on it now and I cringe. The first serious game of Airsoft I played, I was using sunglasses from probably the dollar store.
Yeah.
I am very glad that I did not get shot in the face because it would have shattered. Make sure that you not only are getting ANSI rated eye protection, it's definitely one of those things that you should spend a little bit more money on. I know a lot of people want to skimp out on this because they could get a better gun, they could get tactical gear to try to look cool, but spending the extra money on eye protection is going to lead to a much better experience in Airsoft because you're not going to have to deal with fogging, which is one of the worst aspects of this hobby, and as well getting something that's going to make sure that you're staying nice and safe.
My main issue with when I started Airsoft was that I was using not quite as bad as the dollar store sunglasses. I was using just plain old shooting glasses, which are not acceptable at most any major event in the United States. And I was not really that safe about it. We would take our eye protection off in the field and whatnot. We weren't thinking about it. You're a bunch of dumb kids, right? So definitely knowing how important eye protection is and spending the good money on good eye protection right off the bat, as opposed to, cheaping out on that and spending that on another gun or 8 high caps. You certainly keep your eye protection for a lot longer than you keep most of your Airsoft guns. So I think the next thing that we both kind of agree with is knowing how little your gear actually matters.
Yeah,
it
doesn't make you better in any sense of the imagination. That it doesn't matter if you've got on, jeans and a t-shirt, if you've got full cry precision, you're still going to be, the same player.
You're still going to be some scrub, going out and playing toy guns in the woods.
Exactly. Or in like an old Home Depot or warehouse. So your gear really doesn't matter whatsoever. And if you've got a very defined budget for how you're going to spend your money in Airsoft, because most people who get into Airsoft typically go in like their early teenage years, I feel like.
Or their early 20s.
Yeah, so you don't have a lot of money. You're either in high school or you're in college, and those are never really good times for money.
No.
So if you have a finite amount of money, there's some things that, again, you spend a little bit more money on, like iPro, but you could put that extra money that you're going to spend on a plate carrier that costs $100, $200, put that into getting a better gun, and then go out and get like your $40 or $50 chest rig.
Or put that into event cost. Being able to actually buy tickets to go to events that you're going to have a good time at. You're going to have a lot more fun at an event than you're going to have with some JPC knockoff.
I did mention that you should go out and, spend your money wisely. There's some stuff that's just going to be bad that you should not buy. I'm guilty of this. I've bought really bad gear that's just kind of like literally fallen apart on me, and that's just money that you're wasting. You're never going to be able to get that back because it's broken, and then the effort to either replace parts, if we're talking about an Airsoft gun itself, or to get it, if it's a nylon product, to have it fixed, it's just going to be way too much. And there's some stuff that's definitely buy once, cry once, to make sure that you get better gear.
Yeah, we did just say that tactical gear doesn't matter, but if you're going to buy tactical gear, don't waste your money on like that black cross draw, because once you start getting more into the game, you're probably going to realize, oh, right, I'm not going to use this anywhere.
Yeah, or it's not going to have those capabilities that you need to once you start to get really committed into airsoft, and now you're just spending more money. And even if there's great resources out there to sell your airsoft gear, you're never going to make that full money back. You're only going to get like half of what you spent on it, and you're going to be wasting money overall.
And literally no one will buy your Black Cross Draw.
That is true. It's going to go in the Goodwill pile.
Yeah.
Now, something that I want to mention, which is something that I have made plenty of mistakes in my early years of airsoft, not to trust reviews that are done by people who are trying to sell you a product. I say that with a grain of salt because I do sponsored content here on this channel. If you've been watching for a while, you know that. You need to vet your sources. It's not as prevalent today as it was 5-10 years ago.
I mean, there were a lot of... I think still there are a lot of videos that are trying to sell you something.
Yeah, well, I feel like 5-10 years ago, there wasn't as many content creators out there making reviews with semi-good quality, so more people gravitated over to the ones done by the big retailers out there. Evike, Airsoft GI used to be huge on YouTube. Just all of those companies, they were making the best airsoft content out there, so that's always where I found myself gravitating to. But at the end of the day, you have to remember that this is an advertisement. I think that you can make videos that are sponsored that you can be completely honest in. That's what I try to do in all of my videos. I try to be honest that one, they're sponsored, but two, give my own personal opinion on it and point out any downsides of a rifle. So I think that you should definitely, just kind of take reviews with a grain of salt, check more than one source on any sort of review, because there are some that are just trying to sell you it. If you're watching a review and there's nothing negative, that's probably a red flag.
I was also going to say, just not even with the review's trying to sell you something, you also need to keep in mind that reviews are inherently limited. Because regardless of if someone's a totally non-biased reviewer and they actually know what they're talking about, they're reviewing one example of one product. You're not going to get an entirely accurate representation of that product in every iteration, in every form it takes, in every environment it can be used in, because someone's only taking it out and using it how they're using it. And Airsoft, what's quality control, right?
Yeah.
So you're gonna be dealing with some limitations,
and especially with a sample size of one. Yeah. My experience with a gun could vary from Eric's experience with it because we play differently and we abuse our guns in different ways.
Very different.
Yeah.
So the next one is a mistake I made a lot, and that's that you should not open guns when you have no idea what you're doing. Now, granted, eventually you do it enough that you get an idea of what you're doing. But maybe don't open your pride and joy gun because you think you can make it better because you saw in a video that, this gear set will make your gun better, when you don't even fully understand how this gun works, how to put it back together. So this is largely to people who aren't doing a lot of research, maybe, who aren't really familiar with working on mechanical devices. Be very careful if you decide to get into opening your guns up, and understand that not everything needs to be opened up and tinkered with. Sometimes it's best to just leave it how it is until something breaks.
And then you have an excuse to open it up. But I like how you mentioned, if it's your only airsoft gun, don't open it up.
Yeah.
I made that mistake, and there were parts on my kitchen table for about 6 months till I threw them out because I knew that I had no possible way of how to reassemble that AEG.
Yeah.
The next thing that I want to mention, which is something that I think that a lot of younger players struggle with, I know that I struggled with it for a very long time in Airsoft, it's okay to get hit. It's a part of the game.
Yeah.
And I think that a lot of people kind of limit how good of a time they have when they're first starting to play Airsoft. Because, who wants to die at an Airsoft game? But honestly, it's something that's inevitable to happen, and by staying in the back, you're staying alive for longer, but are you really having a good time being hunkered behind that container?
Yeah, and are you contributing to the efforts of your team? And at a certain point, you have to accept, listen, I'm going to run out and die like an idiot over and over again, but I'm going to have a great time doing it, and it's going to be hilarious.
Yeah. The other thing that I should mention kind of within that same realm, getting hit, the actual action of getting hit isn't as bad as you think it is. I see a lot of people that'll go out onto the airsoft field in the middle of July in a hoodie and sweatpants. The heat casualty that you're going to become is going to be much worse than that BB hit that you got from a guy 150 feet away.
Yeah.
So getting hit by airsoft guns really doesn't suck that much. I think the worst shot I've ever taken hurt like a bee sting.
I think the worst shot I've ever taken, I mean, I got lit up in the face from me to the camera away, maybe being generous.
And Eric is still alive.
I'm alive. I made it. And I even played the rest of the day. It's
Right?
really crazy.
So yeah, getting hit is totally okay. And then finally, airsoft gameplay videos are not what playing airsoft is like. There's definitely a very big gap between expectation versus reality.
Yeah, I actually have a video on this on
Yeah.
the Gun Gamers channel that really goes in depth of all the ways it's different.
Yeah.
But you're basically watching someone's highlights reel who's probably been playing for a long time, who has the opportunity to edit all of it themselves and set it all up. It's totally disconnected from the reality of 99% of airsoft.
Exactly. You're seeing in that 5 to 7 minute gameplay video, you're probably seeing 5 to 7 hours that have been strung together to look like it all happened at once. And that's its own discussion if that's okay or not, because I think that airsoft videos are purely for entertainment.
If you're transparent about it,
Yeah,
I don't
if
think
you're
it's a
if you're
problem.
watching airsoft, and I don't have any issues with gameplay videos, but watching an airsoft gameplay video isn't exactly what airsoft is going to be like. It's going to depend on which content creator you watch, what their individual editing style is. It's not the same though. It's a good idea to get an idea of what airsoft is like, and I definitely think it has its place in bringing new people into our hobby. But it's not exactly what you're going to see. It would be like watching a professional video game player play Fortnite or something, and then expecting
Yeah.
that you're going to perform like that.
Yeah, so you need to keep your expectations in check.
Airsoft is still incredibly fun though, and you're going to have a great time regardless.
Definitely.
But that's going to do it for today's video, where we went over 7 of the things that we wish that we knew when we first started playing Airsoft. Now, maybe you've been playing Airsoft for a while, you know what this game is like. I would recommend going over to Eric's channel, because we're going to be filming a video of things that we wish that we knew before you got into milsim games. So make sure to check that out. I will have that in a card in the upper right-hand corner as well. But if you enjoyed today's video, I'd love it if you joined our community by hitting that subscribe button down below, and while you're at it, hit the bell icon next to it for updates when we post brand new videos here on the channel. This has been Lane,
And I'm Eric.
and we will see you all next time.
Peace.